Dr. Max Rothschild, Professor Emeritus of Iowa State University, is a 2023 Honorary Master Pork Producer.
I came to Iowa State in 1980 as an assistant professor to work in the animal breeding and genetics group, and my primary emphasis was to work with pigs. And then over the next 40 odd years, I moved from doing what I would call more typical quantitative animal genetics work to molecular genetics and gene mapping, and then eventually doing a lot of work in foreign countries.
Dr. Rothschild started working with pigs when he was at UC Davis, where he took care of their herd of Durocs. Eventually, he would find himself at Iowa State, working on leg structure in pigs.
In 1980, when I came here, there was a big move of pigs being pulled off of being raised on dirt and moving them onto concrete in the early 80s. And so I was interested in leg structure in pigs. There are a lot of problems with boars and sows breaking down on concrete. And so the first big project was to look at the inheritance of leg structure in pigs.
Dr. Rothschild also found an interest in international cultures. He got the opportunity to work with pig breeds from around the world and has helped farmers in other countries improve their livestock production.
I was fascinated as a kid reading about people in other countries. And when I first came here in 1980, the big interest was in swine from other countries. China was just opening up to the West in those days, and I was fascinated by looking at Chinese pigs. And then primarily around the early 2000s, 2003 and 4, I started getting quite interested in going to Africa, trying to work on food security issues, helping people to raise livestock, pigs, chickens, goats, and raise them so they could produce enough food and be more sustainable for their own livelihoods.
Max retired 2 years ago and has found time for some of his favorite hobbies and for serving the community.
I love to fish. It's a passion, my wife would say an obsession. In good weather, I fish 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm also doing some volunteer work at the Ames Animal Shelter, which I'm enjoying. It's a far cry from working with pigs or chickens or goats, but working with cats and dogs, an occasional rat or a guinea pig, and I'm enjoying that kind of work.
As Dr. Rothschild reflects on his career, he's proud of the work the Iowa State University team was able to accomplish over his 42 years at the school.
Iowa State's motto is science with practice, and we were really able to do that. Thanks to some effort from my colleague Lauren Christian and other colleagues, I spent a lot of time meeting producers, working on our research farm, going to the test station, going to World Pork Congress and IPPA activities. And so I was able to start thinking about practical research problems, but also with the ability to try and solve some of those problems. It's really quite an honor for me to receive this award. It's an honor for Iowa State to be recognized. You know, Iowa State has, I think, the best pig group in the country and remains that way. And it's always been great to have super colleagues, not only here at the university, but also in the industry.